Hey everyone, how you going? Grateful to have you tuning in for today's message. And today I'm going to be talking about a particular subject that is going to be a powerful one for all of us who tend to struggle with procrastination. All right, if you've ever kind of gone into a situation where you feel like you know what you've got to do, you know exactly what you got to do, and you just don't get it done. You find any and every excuse that kind of gets in the way. You end up distracting yourself, and then you end up feeling a whole bunch worse because you knew what you should have done, and blah, blah, blah. We all know this kind of way of being and this state of being that we can get kind of stuck in and end up having it kind of take over our lives, in a really unhelpful way. But today, what I want to share with you is a couple of different perspectives around your procrastination, because as you guys will know by now through your own experience, with awareness comes a sense of relief, right? When we're aware of the reasons behind things, we can actually feel okay about actually making a change. So that's going to be powerful to tap into. And I want you guys to play along at home with me. So let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Say hi and let me know, is procrastination something that you have been challenged with in your own life? And if so, I'd love for you to share that. Just say, yep, procrastination's got me. Maybe you're struggling with it right now. Maybe you have in the past. If you have in the past and you feel like you've overcome it and gotten on top of it, I'd love to hear your strategies, get to share that with everybody tuning in today. Definitely will help a lot of people. So this particular topic has been brought about because I've been doing some of my own study in different realms for a bunch of presentations that I'm putting together. I've got a couple of presentations that I'm doing this coming weekend, and I've been, just diving into, kind of the stuff that I know and the stuff that, I want to just make sure that I've got the latest and the greatest so that it can ultimately help people to overcome their challenges and step into their limitless potential, right? And so basically, one of the people that I was listening to today, by the way, I've just finished an F45 session, so excuse all my mess. Oh my God. Usually it looks a lot better back there. But anyway, so I've been listening to a little bit from Mel Robbins, actually, and I've got one of her courses, and one of the things that she was saying really stood out to me, and I wanted to share it with you guys today. And ultimately, it's all about talking about procrastination as a form of stress relief, all right? And that's why I've said today, I've titled it, Procrastination is a form of stress relief. Say what now, right? Because it just doesn't make sense to most of us who have actually struggled with procrastination in our lives. It's kind of like, well, what the hell are you talking about, right? It adds to my stress. It creates all my stress. And so I want to have you listening into this message with an open mind to change your perspective. And I'm going to share Mel Robbins' perspective, and I'm also going to tap into a quote that I have from somebody else who's very amazing in this field. So let's start with Mel Robbins. So she would say that procrastination is a form of stress relief because what's happened is, we end up getting into procrastination. What do we do when we procrastinate? We end up trying to do something more pleasurable, right? We're just trying to distract ourselves. And basically, we think we're trying to distract ourselves from the very thing that we need to do, but actually, it's all the worrying, all the overactive mind, all the self-judgment, all the fears that are going on round and round in our minds. That's actually what's creating our stress and triggering us to want to procrastinate, because it gives us a sense of relief away from all those, all those worries and all our crazy thoughts that are, bringing us down and stressing us out. But what happens is it's an unconscious process. So, we're trying to get stress relief on an unconscious level. So, it's not actually about getting the thing done. We're not trying to necessarily escape that so much as we are our own judgment, our own worries, our own fears. And this is all very unconscious. So we go to the thing that we can get our hands on the quickest, because that's what we do unconsciously to meet our needs. We just go for the quickest, easiest route. And basically we find the simplest way to get a sense of relief from our overactive mind. And we go and do that thing at an unconscious level to get some relief, but what it ends up doing is obviously taking us away from the very thing that would actually, set us free, doing the actual thing that's meaningful, or that we know we'd feel better when it was done. And so basically we end up unconsciously adding to the stress, and then, creating this whole cycle where now we've got even more worries, even more fears. We've escalated the problem in here because we haven't taken action on the meaningful thing. We've put something else there, not understanding that unconsciously we're always trying to bring ourselves back into a sense of pleasure and trying to avoid pain. But if you're not realizing that you're creating your own pain through your own fears, through your own worries and concerns, and that overactive mind that you're escaping to try and get some sort of form of release and stress relief from, which is adding to the problem, right? When you can notice this pattern of human behavior, because we've all been there, but we don't understand. We think there's a problem with us, and that, what does that do? If we understand that it's all up here and the worries and the concerns and the fears, and then we're adding to the equation by not realizing this way of being, this human behavior that we can get into, which is searching for a sense of pleasure and trying to avoid pain that we're actually creating inside. And then that ends up adding to the equation because we're not moving forward and progressing in the meaningful way, and we're just beating ourselves up more for that. If we don't notice that pattern, we're really going to get ourselves stuck, right, in this downward spiral, because we keep needing to escape even more because we're adding to all those fears and worries that were once, kind of just a lot smaller, and we were trying to escape them. But now we've magnified the whole situation, right? So the better thing to do, notice the human pattern, right, that we all get engaged in and we can get lost in. And then what we need to do is ultimately be conscious about our stress relief. Consciously get aware of what are those thoughts, what are those worries, what are those biggest concerns, what are those biggest fears that are coming up for me that make me want to, distract or access some sort of form of pleasure. And, actually address them consciously, and then consciously choose other strategies to de-stress. Number one strategy is just have awareness around your thoughts, questioning them, questioning their validity. And somebody's work who I absolutely love in this realm is the work of Byron Katie. She has, you can go to thework.com, free resources there, and she takes you through a brilliant, really simple, easy process to just simply start questioning the validity of your thoughts. Because when you do that, when you bring awareness to what's going on in here, all your worries, all your concerns, all your fears, and you bring them out so that you can actually look at them and see what's actually going on in there, you get to actually question, are these even true, right? Is it actually true? Can I do something about it? Like, you actually get to address the cause rather than fight the symptom in procrastination, right? Procrastination's a strategy to stress relief, unconscious. Make it conscious, you'll take back the driver's seat. Go for the cause rather than the symptom. Start to question your own thoughts, get into control of your own mind, know that it's in the driver's seat, right? And you want to bring that conscious awareness to it so that you can free yourself, so that you're not having to procrastinate as a form of stress relief, which doesn't work, as you know, if you've ever engaged in it. It doesn't work, does it? It just adds to the equation, magnifies the whole bloody situation, so you want to make sure that you notice the pattern, that we all have. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing needs to be fixed. You just need to build some more consciousness around questioning what's going on up here. All right. And that's why I want to just recommend Byron Katie's work, just because it's a free resource online, thework.com. Go and question your thoughts. Have a simple process that will allow you to do that. And then, you know, basically just understand that you need a strategy for stress relief. I've found in my own life that I just want to go, right? Like, I love what I do what I love. Still need to have a form of stress release. And it's sometimes quite difficult. It's tripped me up a lot in my own work and in my own life, is just going, and then not making any time, not scheduling any sort of time where I'm just, I don't have to do anything, right? Which is harder when you love what you do, right? To just take a step back and do nothing. But, you know, I've had to incorporate that, because the pattern that I found was coming into play was I'd get to such a point that I was forced into just having to just take time out, unscheduled, unplanned time out. And then I'd feel bad about that, because I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, you've got stuff to do. You haven't got time for this because you didn't make time for it, right? And then so you can't even stress relief from that place because you feel guilty while you're doing it, right? And you've forced yourself into a position of kind of burnout where you need to, you know, have that time off. So instead of falling into that trap too, which I'm definitely being guilty of, instead of doing that, make sure that you are starting to schedule in your stress relief. Stress is the cause of your suffering and pain, and it all starts within your mind. So start questioning those thoughts, and it actually infiltrates every other area of your life. Recently, I've been helping a few people with their health and, and losing weight, and they've struggled. They've really battled. And basically they're like, what's the exercise plan? What should I be doing with my nutrition and all that great stuff that's absolutely key. But for them, I've said, you know what? You need to stop doing the exercise. Test this out for a week. Stop all that pushing forward and actually take a step back and actually focus on your sleep and doing something that just allows you to relax in your life, because everything's go, push. There's no wonder you can't lose the weight, because your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, is trapping the fat on your body, and you going for, pushing it to the limit, getting up super early and going for a run, it's only going to put more stress on your body and trap, it's not going to be able to budge the fat that you want to move, right? So we have to look at how stress is impacting us massively, all right? And just make this part of your self-growth journey, is to how are you going to de-stress? And look at it from a biological level as well. Men and women are different, right? Biologically. We're equal, we're different though, right? And so the de-stress hormone for men is testosterone. So if you're a man out there and you want to de-stress, how can you build higher levels of testosterone? Great strategy is breaking through challenge. Go to the gym, solve something, fix something, break through something, right? That's very masculine energy, which will allow you to actually spark up testosterone. Also works on the flip side. Men relaxing on the couch, doing nothing, but like maybe watching something that they like or whatever. That actually builds testosterone as well. For women, it's not about testosterone. If you build testosterone, that can be great for you, but it's not going to de-stress you, right? And to de-stress for you as a woman, you want to be building oxytocin, the love hormone or the cuddle hormone. So how do you do that? You can pamper yourself. You can have a long hot shower. You can cuddle with somebody. Some sort of physical intimacy is good. Even, petting an animal, or whatever, just having physical touch is really empowering, and having everything, kind of taken off your list. And so you can just actually relax into the moment, and do something really kind and nurturing for yourself, whatever feels good for you, right? And so we need to look at how we de-stress because, like I said, it's driving our behaviors, and procrastination is just one avenue as to how our high levels of stress end up showing up in unhelpful ways, even though it might be unconsciously well-intentioned, right? It's trying to de-stress, but it's not working, right? And it's adding to the table, adding to the stresses, adding to that whole ball of stress. So have some strategies that you're planning for. And if you have people in your life, like if you're in a relationship, encourage your partner, to do things that de-stress them, because you guys are a team and that's going to help you, So, really, really look after yourself, look after each other. And I want to also finish before I dive in and check out your comments and your questions and anything else that you wanted to drop and, or just say hi to you guys. I also wanted to mention Jesse Elder's quote on procrastination, which I came across a few years ago now, but it's always stayed in my mind because it was such a different perspective around procrastination. And he has a different kind of mindset around it. So I love giving you guys different perspectives so that you have different ways of questioning your life circumstances, the way you show up in the world. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I just think we all have what resonates for us, and my what I love to do is ultimately give you guys different perspectives that I find interesting. I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but you know authentically what sits well for you. But Jesse Elder says that procrastination is spiritual self-defense. This is a cool one because what he really means by that is it's trying, like if we're on a path that's not actually meaningful to us, it's not moving us towards something bigger than just ourselves, something that inspires us. We can tend to fall into the trap of procrastination. And he would say that that's spiritual self-defense, right? It's not what you're trying to do here is not leading you toward what inspires you, your spiritual path. And I'm not talking about religion when I say spirituality. I'm saying being connected to something bigger than just yourself, having vision for your life, progress, self-actualization and self-transcendence, getting beyond just you and actually being of contribution to the world, right? And basically, that's another thing that you can question. So next time you get trapped in procrastination, if this is something particularly that you struggle with, asking yourself, okay, am I trying to escape my thoughts here? What's going on in my mind? Get into the Byron Katie's thework.com. Go check out her simple, easy steps and questions. And question your thoughts. Are you creating your own stress? It's all these worries and mind-made things and fears that you need to actually get on top of and question the validity of, and set yourself free, right? And then find other forms of de-stressing so procrastination doesn't come and, try and take over the show. And also question, is what I am doing meaningful to me? Or at least, even if the actual task is not meaningful to me necessarily, is it going to lead me in a really meaningful direction? Is this something that I have to do that's going to get me towards what actually really matters to me in my life? And if it's not, maybe it is, in Jesse Elder's words, a bit of spiritual self-defense, or maybe it's just that you just need to get in control of what's going on up here and de-stress in a conscious way. All right. So I hope that what I'm sharing with you guys today is of value. I hope it served you, and I definitely want to dive in and check out who's been able to join me today. So let me dive in. I've got Alexan and awesome Alexandria is in the house, and Filippo and Ram, hello to you, my friend, and Judy's here, and Alexan, hello to you, and Shemeka and Ramesh, hello. And Alexan, yep, you're currently struggling with procrastination. Awesome. Love it, because I hope that today's message has given you a couple of different perspectives that might just set you free, and create a different perspective on procrastination. Because if we leave it as is, we tend to just judge ourselves, criticize ourselves, fall into, and like I said, magnify the whole problem, rather than look at it from a meta perspective. What is this procrastination here for? Is it here to, give me some form of de-stress, and I could find a more conscious way of doing that. Thanks, human nature, for awakening me to that. Or is this, like in Jesse Elder's words, spiritual self-defense? I'm not on the right path here. Of course I can't push in this direction. My human nature is trying to wake me up here, right? So you've got just some different pivotal things to push off. So I hope this has helped you, Alexan. And Joanne, yes, and also I hold myself back. Boom. So again, Joanne, love that you're sharing. I love it when you guys share your experiences in these co-creative experiences going on here. But yes, Joanne, totally, and this holding ourselves back, it's all mind-made, right? Because think about that loop and that pattern. We don't, when we're stressed out, we've got all this self-judgment, we've got all this stuff going on, all these worries, all these concerns, they're left unchecked. So we try and escape unconsciously through procrastination. Then it makes us feel guilty because we're not progressing in the way that we're getting the things done that we need to get done, right? And so that just adds more judgment, more criticism, more self-degradation, right? And then, of course, we hold ourselves back because we don't trust ourselves, because we're not doing the things that we've said we were going to do. So, what do? When somebody says they're going to do something and they don't do it, you lose trust for them. You're the same. You've got a relationship with yourself. So when you don't trust, when you don't follow through on your word, and then you lose trust with yourself, you hold yourself back from things that are important because you don't believe that you can achieve them, because you don't think you're going to do it anyway, right? See what's going on? But if we can just stop, put a magnifying glass in here and go, what's going on up there? And is it real? Like, can I question this stuff? Can I be more conscious about human nature? And can I be a lot more kind with myself? Forgive myself for the procrastination. Forgive myself for my unconscious human nature. Because now I've got some new strategies. I've got some new tools. I've got a new perspective here that I didn't know previously. So let go of that and start afresh now and test this out, and start with small, easily attainable things. If you've lost trust within yourself and you're holding yourself back, start with something that's is really healthy for you. It's easily attainable and you can be consistent with it. A great little thing that I've used in the past is just reading one page of a book that I know is really important for me to read. It's going to help me. Just one page. That's all I commit to before I go to sleep, next to my bed. Just one page. Sometimes I read more, but I'm just committing to one page, or even one paragraph, right? Whatever it is, start small. Even doing like a 10-minute meditation, the Daily Calm app. If you get that, and you can do 10 days for free or something, I think, or Headspace, meditation's healthy for you. It's only 10 minutes. I do it when I wake up in the morning. I don't put all these rules around it, like, I've got to have this shrine that I meditate at, and I've got to light a candle or something, and I got to sit in this space, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. No. I wake up and I put on my meditation. I'm still laying in bed, for Christ's sake, just make it easy. And when you start doing that and you build consistency and you build a habit, you end up building trust within yourself. And when you trust yourself, anything is possible. If you don't trust yourself, nothing is possible. All right. So hope that helps, Joanne. Appreciate you being here and sharing. And Bill, procrastinating, going to bed at midnight here. Love it. Well, procrastinate a little longer. I hope you're going to stay tuned for this one. And I love that you have joined us today. But then go to sleep, and de-stress, or just consciously decide, what? I'm de-stressing now. I love it. Awesome, Bill. And Rams here, yes, procrastination happens on and off. Required action gets delayed. Totally. But instead of falling into the trap of just judging and condemning ourselves even more for doing what our human nature is here to do, to just actually give us a sense of relief for a moment, just notice the pattern and don't add to it, right? Be kind with yourself. Forgive yourself for your unconscious patterns. Now choose something consciously. How am I going to de-stress and get into this action and everything else we've covered today? So love that, Ram. Tim's here and Damien, awesome. Damien, happy birthday again. Awesome to have you on. And Shemeka, I'm procrastinating Oh, you should be washing the dishes. Well, multitask. I love you being here. Just multitask and you'll be fine. And so sorry I can't read your Arabic name, but I am doing really well. I'm grateful to have you here tuning in from Morocco. What an awesome place. I've never got to go to so far, but I've always wanted to go. I've seen plenty of pictures and videos and it looks like such an amazing place, an amazing culture shock I'm sure I'd have going there. So awesome to have you. And Bill, need time every day to quiet your mind. Totally. You know, I've actually found that to quiet my mind, sometimes it's just doing my exercise, you know, because I'm always learning or thinking or coaching or creating. And when I just get into my body, you know, I can switch off, you know, and, you know, sometimes that can help, you know, to preoccupy your body with something physical can get you out of your mind as well. So love that, Bill. And Joanne, yep, so true about cortisol. It's a killer, right? We've just got to know this. We've got to take, you know, different angles on why we're not getting the results that we're after. It's not just about, you know, just about your body. It's not just about your mindset. The mind-body connection is a crazy thing that we need to really focus on. So love that, Joanne. And also, you know, not just the mind and the body, but it's also our emotional states and also being connected to, you know, what are we here for? What's our purpose in life? Like, what are we inspired by? You know, all those different elements, you know, you're a holistic being, you know, you're not one-sided. So we have to, be all encompassing. So love that resonated, Joanne. And Sven's here, and Jerry, hello to you, my friend, and Michael's here, awesome, and Dan, oh, awesome to have you live. Hello, finally able to watch today's message live just before heading off to work. Grateful as always to have you tuning in, Dan, and yeah, love that you could join live today. I hope you have an amazing day at work, and Bill's here as well. I already said hello to Bill, sorry. Getting too excited. All right, Bill. Don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. All thoughts exist, which means all answers exist. Boom. I love that, Bill. Such amazing words of wisdom. Totally. Couldn't have said it better myself. Absolutely. And that's so empowering for people to think about because they tend to be just, you know, problem, right? Instead of realizing, as you said, if there's a problem, there's a solution, right? There's always the other side, right? It's the polarity, the problem, the solution. Both are always available. So love that, Bill. Alexandria, Charles recommends massage. Oh, totally. Men will accept the challenge to relieve women's tension from a stressful day. Women free to receive relief from physical touch. Win-win. Totally. I can second that. Yes, and I know you guys, you're such a beautiful, amazing couple who role model this so perfectly. And I know you guys have got a massage table. I remember when I saw it, I was like, I need a massage table. But I also need somebody to massage me. So that could be a struggle for me right now. But I love that and so perfect because exactly, it's a win-win. The man is being successful, doing something that makes his partner happy, and the woman is free to receive. Okay, so testosterone, going and doing, and oxytocin, feeling good. And I love this quote that I heard. I don't know if Tony Robbins came up with it or where it came from, but I heard Tony say it, which is, I think it was actually John Gray from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. But he basically says men need to do good to feel good, right? That builds testosterone. And women need to feel good to do good. We need the oxytocin, we need the stress relief, and then we can get into the doing and feel good about it, right? So interesting. And I love that share, Charles and Alexandria. Thank you so much for showing up and contributing. And Heath is here, and Simon, love it. And Emil, I'm loving that you're loving today's message, and that's absolutely true for you. And you're tuning in from Hawaii. I love that. I was in Hawaii back in July last year, so almost a whole year ago now, but what a beautiful part of the world. And Ken, lovely to have you here, and much love to you, my friend. So hoping today's message has served you guys, given you a fresh perspective or a couple of fresh perspectives around procrastination. Stop judging yourself for it. Realize the intention behind it is stress relief, and get more conscious about how you're going to relieve your own stress in ways that support your growth and add to your own own relationship with yourself and feelings that you have about yourself, rather than magnify your fears, worries, self-judgments and concerns. All right, so I hope that that is of value. And email Dream the Impossible Dreams. Dream is a preview of your future. I love that. That's so cool. Such cool words. And Bill, au revoir, au revoir. Go get them. I love it. I need more French t-shirts. I've only got the one. I love it. And Simon, I used to say I would try myself to death. Oh, haven't we all? Even waiting for the universe to open a path, sitting and waiting till something would show up. I would even convince myself that it was being strategic. Now I'm doing either do it or don't do it. Then there is no procrastination. Thanks, Yoda, Star Wars. Yeah, I love it. And thanks to Vanessa too. I love it. There is no try. Yeah, I love it. So good. And I know Charles or Alexandria, I know you've got a mug around this. I think it was you guys. But yeah, absolutely. And I so appreciate you sharing your experience here. As always, Simon, you're such a superstar. And yeah, it's been such a pleasure to watch you on your own growth journey and be along for the ride. So cool. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me live today and spending your time with me. You are so appreciated. I love that you share your own experiences here and your authenticity. And I hope that today's message has served you and added value. If it has, and there's somebody in your life that you know could find value from this message as well, please do share it with them. I always appreciate when I can get into the minds or hearts of another amazing human being such as yourself. So thank you so much for all of you guys who have been doing that. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that you're doing something super empowering, and today's message has definitely served you. And Rum Golum. Oh my gosh, I butchered your name, but love having you here. Yes, indeed. Trust oneself leads to betterment. Totally, my friend. Great share. So I'm signing off. I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. So I hope this helped.